Hi guys, it's Miss Simon. So I want to make this video today to help you guys out with your lesson on science. So in the past couple of days with science, we've been talking about matter, okay? And we learned that matter is anything that has mass and anything that takes up space, okay? So essentially matter is everything. Everything around us, it's everything in the universe, okay? And we also learned that this matter can be visible, which means you can see it, or it can be invisible, which means you don't have to be able to see it. Okay. And we learned that yesterday when we talked about, and you guys saw the videos of matter that is solid, liquid, and gas. Okay. The air that you blow into a balloon, okay, you can't see it, but it still has mass and it takes up space. So matter can come in all three forms, both solid, liquid, and gas. Finally, we looked at that matter, okay, has little tiny particles that make up matter, okay? And these little tiny particles are so small that we can't even see them under a microscope, but we know that they're there because they build together to make those different types of matter. All right, so today we're going to be moving along with that we're still talking about matter, but we're going to kind of focus on that idea of the conservation of mass. So this is something that is brand new. Okay, we haven't heard it before. We know the word mass has to do with weight, and we might have heard the word conserved before, but we'll get into conserved as we go through the lesson. So go ahead and in your notes, you need to go ahead and put this in your notes. This is your next section of notes, is going to be the conservation of mass. Okay, so write that down right in your notes. I'll give you a second. Remember, if at any point you need to pause the video and write down some notes and then replay the video, that's fine too. All right, so moving along. Okay. So remember yesterday we saw that matter comes in a variety of different forms, like I just talked about. It can be visible, it can be invisible, it comes in solid, liquid, and gas form. So we see in this hot air balloon, inside this balloon, we have air, okay, that is a type of matter in that gas form. With these dominoes are solids. So solids, liquids, and gases are all matter. All right, now conservation of mass. Despite these differences, so despite that matter can be solid, liquid, and gas, the way matter behaves is the same no matter its appearance. One thing that is the same for all matter is that mass is always conserved, okay? So one thing this is very important. I need you to write this down in your notes. One thing that is the same for all matter is that mass is always conserved. Okay, and when we look at this word conserved just means stays the same. Okay, so one thing that we know about all matter is that no matter if it's in the solid, liquid, or gas form, the mass of it stays the same. Okay, it doesn't change no matter the form of that matter. Okay, so conserved means stays the same. We'll go ahead and add this as well. What the law of conservation of mass states is that matter can neither be created nor destroyed, okay? And what this means is matter can't just magically appear or disappear. Go ahead and add that into your notes, please. So the law of conservation of mass states that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. This means that matter can't just magically appear or disappear. So basically what this means is things don't just come out of thin air. Things can't just appear or disappear, okay? They were here, they've always been here in one form or another, okay? So that's basically what that's saying, okay? They just don't appear out of nowhere, okay? Things and matter aren't magic. They don't just come and go, okay? They've always been here, and they can neither be created nor destroyed, okay? Even if you have an ice cube and you melt it, okay? It becomes water. It's still there. It's not going anywhere. Can't be created or destroyed. If you have water and you freeze it, that water has now become ice, but it's still there. It's still matter. You didn't create anything new or destroy anything. All right, moving on. Make sure you have that in your notes. So where do objects come from? Matter cannot be created or destroyed, but it does change form. Okay? So matter can't be created or destroyed, but it does change form. Go ahead and put that down in your notes. So even though we know the law of conservation of mass states that matter cannot be created or destroyed, it can change form, which means it can change from a solid to a liquid, from a liquid to a gas, okay? It can change form, okay? For example, take a piece of cake and go ahead and write down just in your notes, example cake, and you'll know what I mean because I'm gonna explain it now. So this piece of cake has not always been a cake, okay? It had to be made from different things, okay? So this cake has not really been created or destroyed. It's just been made into a cake. Because before it was a cake, it didn't just appear, okay? You had to use all of these different ingredients to make a cake, okay? You had to use flour, eggs, salt, milk, butter, okay? And all of these ingredients even came from somewhere else. We know that milk comes from cows, eggs comes from chickens, okay? So these things aren't just appearing out of thin air. They all came from somewhere, okay? So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about matter can't be created or destroyed, because it's always coming from somewhere. All right, so let's go through these questions together. What does the law of conservation of mass say? Mass cannot change form, mass can appear or disappear, mass can neither be created nor destroyed, or magic tricks go against scientific law by making things disappear. So what does the law of conservation of mass state? Okay, if you said C, you are correct. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed. Okay. All right, this is where we'll end for today. This is an activity that you guys will watch a couple videos on of an experiment tomorrow and answer some questions, okay? Please make sure that everything that I highlighted is down in your notes and that you actually watched this lesson before you did the Google form, okay? If you did not, you will not get credit for the Google form. So after you've watched this lesson, please go ahead and answer those questions on the Google form using your notes, and you can always go back and reference this video if you need. All right, so that is it for science today. After you complete that form, make sure you hit the turn in button, and I will see you at 1:45 for math. Bye, guys.